You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
In a world filled with cigars, craft beer, comics, movies, and video games,
only two men are brave enough to search out all things nerdy.
It's the Cigar Nerds Podcast!
And welcome to Cigar Nerds Podcast. I'm your host, Smokin' Joe.
I'm Brad Jackson.
So I can say this week, what are we smoking this week, Brad?
This week we have the AJ Fernandez Dias de Gloria. Yes, it is glorious.
Yeah, I was waiting to see if you, because I keep saying it, Dias de la Gloria. I'm just used to that L or La in Spanish. And I was
I mean, there's that other, cigar manufacturer too, La Gloria Cigars.
So this is an interesting cigar because, I mean, it's Nicaraguan sun-grown wrapper, but Nicaraguan binders and fillers. But what AJ did was he basically picked the best tobaccos from like all of his farms to come up with this this blend, and most of the tobaccos have been aged 7 years, and he was kind of like wanting to recreate that flavor of pre-embargo Cuban, like pre-1959 Cuban cigars. Like the OG good shit before like the communists ruined it.
Yeah, and I definitely see that influence. We were talking a little bit off air, and Cuban cigars, granted, what I've had have been more the modern, but they always smoke lighter. They're not a powerhouse cigar like I typically will smoke. So this definitely is a medium, and it's very reminiscent.
My theory, I've never talked to any like actual Cubans about, but Cuban culture, people are like smoking cigars like all damn day. Is that why Cuban cigars are so medium to mild? Because they smoke multiple cigars in a day?
Well, they probably enjoy, their flavor, whereas, like the days where we smoke 5 cigars by dinner time, I'm not tasting, because that's usually what I want, is pre-dinner, get that powerhouse in, post-dinner, get something medium with a lot of flavor and kind of taper them. But there are some days where it's just like, Punch Diablo, all the cigars, and I'm like so raspy and can't speak.
That's like this is my only cigar today so far, but on a recording day, shit, it may be a 3-4 cigar day for me, because usually I'll go to pick up the whatever we're going to talk about in the podcast, have a cigar while I'm at the shop to pregame, then we come here, we smoke the cigar while we're recording, and then I usually have an extra cigar to smoke while I'm editing once we're done.
And now you understand why I had 2 humidors full of cigars. But yeah, I mean, so far, notes of some earth tone in there, a little bit of leather. Of course, it's an AJ cigar, so the construction is there, the quality is on point. So definitely speaks to what I know of a Cuban.
Hint of like a red pepper, but it may get stronger as we go. We just lit up. Well, this week we are, as you know, we've lost a legend since our last recording. The great Chuck Norris passed away, so we figure we would do a Chuck Norris-centric episode and talk about, well, we'll probably talk about a lot of things, but the 40th anniversary of Delta Force, which came out in 1986. Yeah, we're old.
You know what it was? There's probably, something going on between God and the devil, and, they're like, there's only one guy that can save us, and it's Chuck Norris.
All the Chuck Norris jokes. There was one who was like, Chuck didn't die, Chuck just got bored.
Yeah.
He's like, he accomplished everything in this world. He was like, I got nothing. He was like, how was it that, the great general that was like, I reached the end of the world and I weep, for there was no more things to conquer. It's like Chuck is like, I've kicked everyone's ass. Now I got to go to the afterlife and to kick some. He wanted that rematch with Bruce Lee. But if you've got to take on terrorists, you should call in the Strike Force. StrikeForceEnergy.com. Promo code Cigar for 20% off your order. Comes in a little tiny 10 pouch that you can, smuggle on your airlines, I guess. I don't know where I was going with that. But with that, we'll get right back into the main show. And welcome back. It's time to talk Chuck.
Yeah, I mean...
Remember, when you're in Texas, look behind you, because that's where the Ranger's going to be.
I mean, it is such an iconic series. I mean, that was one of those growing up that whatever was going on, no, you stopped and you watched Walker, Texas Ranger. That was almost up there with, like, Emergency 911 and...
Yeah, and... It holds up too. Every once in a while I catch like clips. I'm like, man, I forgot how much I love this show. It's fucking on for like forever, nearly.
To me, it's like Smokey and the Bandit, right? Like if the original movie's on, nope, stop. That's what we're watching.
That and like Walker Texas Ranger too. It is like it was on for so long that he got to a certain point he got a little old for all the action, so they brought in like a bunch of new cast that would like do all the pre-boss battles, and then Chuck would just show up for like the boss fight at the end.
Yeah. Which I'm okay with. I mean, that we were just talking about it, that the jump spinning hill kick. Yeah,
what makes that even more impressive, in hilled cowboy boots.
Yeah.
Like that's a hard kick to do barefoot, but yeah, dude was doing it in jeans and freaking cowboy boots.
It's like, martial arts, we wear this clothing for mobility. Not Chuck Norris. He's got mobility without it.
Well, I don't know if you remember this or not, but Century Martial Arts, which was that was the main supplier back in the day for like martial arts equipment. They had a Chuck Norris signature jeans that he sold. There were special jeans that were made with like a fabric that made them more flexible, so you could actually kick while wearing blue jeans. I don't know if they still exist or not, but I remember that.
It's almost like the jean leggings and other stuff where it's like
Chuck Norris was ahead
that's
of his time.
not what he wore on the show, though, right?
Probably not.
You got to tell me he was in, either some Levi's or Wranglers or something. Like all this time, my childhood has been.
I just remember the old ads in the Century catalogs for the Chuck Norris signature jeans that were, I guess, yeah, there might have been a little extra room in the crotch for kicking purposes. I don't know, or just giant balls that.
But yeah, I mean from the shows, and unfortunately, I haven't seen a lot of his movies though. Like,
yeah, because he made a lot of movies back in this time during the 80s, and then he did a lot, and then he kind of became, once he started Walker Texas Ranger, he didn't do that much movie wise. And if he did show up in a movie, he played like himself in a movie.
Yeah,
like what was that movie, Sidekicks? Remember that, where he's like the kid has these like fantasies that he's fighting with Chuck Norris, and then at the end when he goes to like the karate tournament, Chuck Norris is the judge, and then like he ends up joining his team, and he actually gets to have Chuck Norris on his team. Or probably one of my favorite Chuck Norris cameos, Dodgeball, when he was one of the judges in Dodgeball.
I forgot about that.
Or even when he showed up in the whatever, Expendables 2.
Yeah, Expendables 2.
Like those movies start to blend together. I'm like, Expendables 2 sounds right.
What are we on Expendables wise now? I don't even know.
4 and past 2, they're not that great. 3 was all right. 4 was a Jason Statham movie. It was not an Expendables movie. But the first 3, pretty decent. But then like the 4th one was just like Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money or whatever.
Hey, we did a thing. It was successful. We should do it again. Just gradually it gets less and less successful. Unless you're Chuck Norris. Then you know. Like, and then the era of internet memes. Like,
yes. Because the Chuck Norris jokes, and I don't even know how that meme got started, but like the Chuck Norris jokes were epic. I mean, let me see. Kids wear Superman underwear. Superman wears Chuck Norris underwear. Or I think my favorite is like on the on the first day God said, "Let there be light." Chuck Norris said, "Say please." Underneath his beard is not a chin; it's just another fist.
So iconic. So iconic. And although I don't think I could ever rock the cowboy hat, like that was another, you know, just that whole Walker look.
The whole Walker and Trevette.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Chuck Norris animated series? He had a cartoon back in probably the late 80s. Like, I remember having, like, all the Chuck Norris, like, action figures from the Chuck Norris cartoon. I don't know how long he was on, but they had, a fucking, I think it was a Camaro that you could get that, like, it had swords that would pop out of it, and it would throw, like, little plastic ninja stars.
I think I actually had that. Trying to... Because I do remember it vaguely. You know, of course, I didn't catch it. You know, I caught it, like, in a rerun type deal, but...
Yeah, it was one of those things, like, you see it, like, pop up, and you're like, is that a real thing, or is that just a fever dream I had? And I'm like, oh, no, I had those toys. That was the thing that existed back in the...
Well, I mean, dude,
80s.
that was a big thing. Like...
Yeah, like Hasbro started He-Man.
Everything
like,
had to
cartoons
have,
can sell toys. Like everyone
you know,
needs to
some
have a
kind of
toy.
spring-loaded projectile to it. You know, that's what made the turtle van so great. Except you lose the fucking pizzas.
Oh, so yeah, this marks the 40th year of probably one of the most well-known Chuck Norris movies, Delta Force.
Yeah, I would like to check out some of his older, you know, martial arts stuff.
Yeah, because this one, there's a lot of gunfighting. There's not a whole lot of martial arts in this one, but I mean, he's got a couple fight scenes. But yeah, was it? Because he did one with Bruce Lee back in the day.
Yeah,
I can't remember which one it was. But yeah,
I had it pulled up.
He fought Bruce, and then what was that one where he was Lone Wolf McQuade? Was another kind of martial arts heavy Chuck Norris series.
Yeah. I want to watch Firewalker just because it sounds cool.
Actually, I think that's like a fighter pilot movie, maybe. Or I might be thinking of a different movie. But yeah, Chuck Norris, like back in the day.
Like, I don't know, you know, he's one of those actors that it doesn't matter what role he plays, like it's always himself. But it's not larger than life. Like everything he does is believable. What? I
just clicked on the Chuck Norris Wikipedia, which this may or may not be correct. Because you know, we all know he was like a world champion martial artist, but yeah, he held black belts in karate, taekwondo, tang sudo, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and judo. and also served in the United States Air Force, won numerous martial arts championships. Apparently, he had his own discipline, Chuck Kudo. Chun Kuk Do. But yeah, I've never seen that one.
Where do we sign up? But in order to get that, it's like, no, you got to have black belts in all these other areas before you unlock the ability to get
multiples. Yeah, it's like the first one's really hard, but then after that, it's like, all right, you know most of the basics. You can kind of breeze through that, and then your second discipline black belt may be a little bit easier than your. I've only got one discipline's black belt, so I have no idea. Yeah, 93 to 2001 was how long Texas Ranger ran.
Gosh,
that's a long ass time for TV. Hell, these days things get 1-2 seasons.
Well,
and also
everything is designed so that attention span, if you don't get it in 10 seconds, it's done.
Well, that now everything is 8 to 10, maybe 13 episodes. Where back in Chuck's day, a season of TV was 22 to 26 episodes.
Yeah.
So yeah, doing that for that many years, there's a lot of longer Texas Ranger episodes.
How do you not run out of ideas?
I mean, there's some weird episodes. This may be a favorite. I'm pretty sure Chuck fought Bigfoot in one episode of Walker, Texas Ranger. I mean,
and the Scooby-Doo gang shows up. It's like, ha! I would have got away with it if it wasn't for Chuck Norris. You meddling kids did not help him at all.
He kicked my ass with his signature jump spinning heel. I swear, if you go back and start watching all these old Walker Texas Ranger episodes, he pretty much ends every fight with a jump spinning heel. It's that's his final move. He's like, I'll do everything else, and then we're gonna get you with the jump spinning heel.
I mean, think back to the era of wrestling and stuff, right? I mean, everybody had their iconic finisher, and that was definitely Chuck's finisher.
And I think anytime someone's like, oh, martial arts, show me a move. The spinning heel is the kick that I like to show off to say, oh yeah, I actually know a thing. And I'm like, now that I think about it, I may have to blame Chuck for that. That I'm like, show us a move, okay? Spinning heel.
But did you throw in the jump?
I do occasionally.
I'm
gravitationally challenged.
I don't know if my
I
knees
don't do
allow
that much
me
of a jump.
I'd love to do some martial arts or something, but fuck. I'd be like, you got something just for the upper body? Because the lower body is shot.
Oh, that's why I use my hands way more than I use my feet these days, because my hips are do not like kicking high anymore.
Your hips don't lie?
Yeah. So yeah, Delta Force.
I mean, it is the epitome of 80s action.
Yeah, because even though these are supposed to be ultimate professional, if you don't know what Delta Force is, it's the elite of the elite anti-terrorism and rescue guys. When they need somebody fucked up, they send in Delta.
They don't exist.
Yeah, pretty much. But nope, I did not see one gun shouldered in this whole movie. It was all that 80s fire from the hip and somehow hit every single target. There's only one man I've been able to see do that in real life, and that's Taron Butler. Which he did a great April Fool's joke, because he, I don't know if he's just that good, or it's the fact that he has his own range and the targets are always in the same location, so he doesn't have to look anymore. So he can shoot without using his sights. He can shoot from the hip or whatever. So he had two combat masters with the optics removed, and he was like, "Yeah, these are the new ghost optics that they're completely invisible," and he's still hitting every fucking target.
Just lots and lots of training. I don't know. It always amazes me watching people do, quick draw and that sort of thing. Yeah, I'm just like, the amount of hours and just that developing that muscle memory and everything else. I got nothing on that.
But yeah, that was, I don't know if you noticed, what was funny is when because this starts with probably Delta's one of their most famous early missions, Operation Eagle Claw, where the choppers crash in the desert trying to rescue Iranian hostages. And it kind of starts with that. And Chuck Norris's character, Captain Scott McCoy, is like, I'm resigning once we get back. This is some bullshit. I'm retiring. But when he gets off the plane, Amanda's like, who's that guy? He looks familiar. I'm like, that's Chuck Norris. That's not Chuck Norris. That guy. I'm like, yeah, that's Chuck Norris. She's like, holy shit, I've never seen him with like short hair.
Yeah.
I mean, when he shows up later, he's got the traditional 80s Chuck Norris hair, but in that first clip when he's like active army, he's like, he's in regs. So it's like, it's like, I didn't recognize him without the hair.
That's what folks say about me too.
No, they wouldn't recognize you with hair at this point.
Yeah.
We should get you like a fucking really nice wig and just see if like people like don't know who you are. Who's this guy? That's Brad. That ain't Brad.
It's the new Brad. Look, he's got new hair and knees. All right.
But one of the
New and improved.
historical inaccuracies that I don't know if you noticed that it like there was something I was watching, I'm like, there's something wrong with this. Something itches. Throughout this whole movie, the entire Delta Force is using Uzis. Uzi was never like an official sidearm of Delta. In the 80s, they would have been using CAR-15s or MP5s or suppressed grease guns for special operations. But
I mean, dude, it's Delta. Don't they get to choose what the fuck they use? I mean, you know, they don't exist. So how do we know what they use?
Well, if you look into the filming of this, it makes sense because, and I've seen interviews with Hollywood armorers that provide the guns for movies, and they're like, sometimes what we have available to use as a prop is what dictates what ends up in the movie. He's like, you know, if we've got to equip a lot of people, everybody's shooting either ARs or AKs. We had shitloads of them. Or if we're filming in a outside of the U.S. in another country, it's kind of dependent on what we can either source locally or legally import to that country for filming. And if you look at where Delta Force was filmed, it was filmed primarily in Israel. So Israel was like fake Beirut, Lebanon. And what does the Israelis have a shitload of? Israeli-made Uzis. So it was probably very easy for them to find Uzis for this movie. They're like, we don't even have to import that shit. It's like, let's just like, you know, we'll just borrow 100 Uzis and a shitload of AKs. We can definitely find AKs filming in the region.
I mean, you just walk into the desert and one manifests. It's like, oh
yeah, they grow like weeds. It's just like,
yeah.
You throw a rock, you're gonna hit an AK somewhere.
Can't find water, but got all these fucking AKs.
And of course, and this was Lee Marvin's final movie. That's another, you know, old action dude from back in the, you know, hell, my grandfather's time, pretty much. But like with a Dirty Dozen, like Lee Marvin was a badass back in the day. And having him playing like the kind of the grumpy commander was and I can't remember the other guy's name, the black guy, he was like, that dude was in a bunch of 80s action movies too. He was in American Ninja, and you know, he was some other kind of famous martial artist of the day that showed up in a lot of these action movies.
From Delta Force to the Rangers. The Texas Rangers.
Yeah, and that was back when you could smoke on airplanes too. We used to be a proper country.
So, like, I mean, isn't it crazy, like, how it used to be, like, it didn't matter first class or coach or whatever, like, if you were on a flight, you were pampered, and, you know, they've got pillows out everywhere and all kinds of, and now
People
it's
used
just
to like put on a suit to fly.
Yeah.
They used to get dressed up to fly. Now it's like fuckers showing up in their pajamas and shit in there.
I gotta go through the checkpoint. What's the least amount of effort that it's gonna require me to go through said checkpoint? Crocs, sweats, and a t-shirt. Got it.
Oh. Yeah, when they
Unless
sneak
you're
into...
landing and immediately have a business meeting, then you're probably in,
Well, that was one thing I thought was funny. 511 Tactical came out with a suit jacket. And one of like the key selling points of their suit jacket, it was wrinkle free. So you could literally like wad it up, throw it in your backpack, and then pull it out, shake it, and it was perfect for your business meeting.
Fuck, I need one of those. And tell me it's got, a conceal pocket or something cool.
Oh yeah, it's got a bunch of like pockets on the inside. I think it's even got like place like where you can route if you got like earbud comms. There's places to like run your comm wires and shit through it if you're like using it for like bodyguard work or something.
Hell yeah.
I think it's like the founder's jacket or something. It looked pretty cool.
I'll have to look into that. Because that's always my problem. Like, I don't have to wear a jacket enough, and I'll be like I'm real bad about, I need closet space. What's the first thing to go? This jacket that I won't need for another 10 years.
Yeah. It's like the 15 ties I have in my closet that I'm like, I wear a tie maybe once a year.
Is it a business tie?
I mean, it's got tentacles on it.
That's my business tie. Speaking of business, Chuck Norris handles business. I don't know. This was just a great... Everything you had the synthesized, like, royalty-free 80s, soundtrack. You had your gear-up montages. Of course, you had Chuck Norris and all his close-ups. And I like there toward the latter part of the film when they're like, yeah, we should have, some stuff explode. And by stuff, I mean literally everything. How many explosions can we have?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of has like a slow build-up of, but when like Delta finally decides to raid and do the rescue, I mean, they rolling in there with like I want one of those dune buggies. Those dune buggies are badass. And then fucking dirt bikes with rocket launchers and mortars and like machine guns. I'm like, that's some G.I. Joe shit right there. Like, I didn't know we had like rocket launcher motorcycles. Like, I want some of those. That's pretty badass.
Yeah. Like that was a big thing. Like in the 70s and 80s. Like, we got to put weapons on this vehicle.
Yes.
Like this.
Everything
it doesn't matter that your legs sit there. We're shooting rockets, okay?
Yeah, no way thinking of the black blast zone. You could have burned Chuck's beard off.
Nah, Chuck's beard would have hurt the missile.
Chuck's beard's made out of Teflon. It cannot be burned. He has to use lasers to shave. Or actually, he doesn't shave. He just, like, tells his beard how long he wants it to be.
You're my beard. You will do as I say.
Oh yeah, and I forgot this also had like freaking George Kennedy in it as like the priest.
Yeah. I don't, I kind of miss like the true patriotism behind like a lot of the 80s films and everything. Like now it's like I don't know. Everything's made to be, and it's like, no, where's the camaraderie? These people are assholes, and
everything nowadays has to have a message. But back in the 80s, it was like, the message is America kicks ass.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
America, fuck yeah. Oh, that too, and I'm like, watching a movie about a plane hijacking pre 9/11. There's just two fucking coked out dudes. 'Cause that one guy, not the main guy, but his sidekick, that dude looked like he was on all the cocaine. And I'm like, y'all could have just beat these motherfuckers' asses. But back in the day, it was like you expect, something like that happens. You expected like, we're just gonna be kidnapped. They're gonna negotiate. So people didn't like fight back. But like now, after like 9/11, where you see what could happen, It's like everyone's like, nah, fuck, I'm going out with my boots on. Like two dudes with are gonna get their asses beat.
For us, because we remember that. What about this generation that didn't experience that firsthand?
Back to being pussies.
Like, and I'm like, these people are now, becoming, adult age, and it's like,
yeah, specific adult age, not actual adults.
yeah. And I'm like I've legit, talked to some younger people, and they'd be like, I mean, hell, it's almost like they don't even know what it is. And I think this film, that was one thing that I actually did like, right? Was, they go into, hey, we're rounding up the Jewish and, that sort of thing, and touching on the Holocaust, and that lady's like, well, I'm German, like,
I can't be the one that picks the people out.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
like, that's, but I don't know that folks would necessarily stand up, right? I mean, look at what happens at major events or what. Just fucker stampede. Like, there's the people that run toward the danger are very few and far between, even in today's society, I feel like. Like, we are, in my humble opinion, we're way too fucking comfortable, and I don't understand why that is. Actually, I do. It's all by design. It's all an inside job.
Internet brainwashing, but not the good kind that tells you to smoke cigars and watch action movies. That's the internet brainwashing you should listen to.
Like, I don't know. Like, it's.
I don't know.
What's even crazier is
I've talked too much about freedom. YouTube's gonna take this video down too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're smoking cigars.
Yeah. For y'all that don't know, I went to a gun event and tried to do a YouTube Tactical Tuesday video up. It lasted about a day and a half before YouTube took it down for like BS reasons. There was nothing violating YouTube policy, but I've yet to have time to try to re-edit that and get it back up. But I do keep a Rumble channel just for a backup, so the original video is up on Rumble if you want to go check that out until I can figure out how to get it past the YouTube censors.
Is that like Range Bumble?
Yes. You swipe right to find range partners.
Oh, you're into OD Green too? Me 3! We could be buds.
I don't know how many times this movie too, man. It's like, what are they shooting? I'm like, those are Uzis. I don't like my Uzi. You have an Uzi pistol. That's a full-size Uzi. Are you sure? Yes, that's an Uzi. Don't question my gun knowledge.
But does it weigh a ton?
My Muwate. Those are actually good cigars. I haven't had one of those in a while.
I really want to get my hands on the pink black. That's my next that I want to pick up.
Tim has a few, but he's only like releasing them on. He's like slowly releasing them out. You got to go by on a Friday, because sometimes he does Fuente Fridays, and he'll break out a box of the black pink.
So elusive.
I got one. It was pretty good. I got one little chode ones.
Like, Tim, hook me up.
Wear your wig. You won't know who you are.
I'm definitely not getting any service in. Hell, if I popped in, I probably wouldn't be known anyway.
Who the fuck are you?
Yeah. Like now, I just pop in and out. I really need to just go and hang out. Yeah, I miss doing that. Yeah. I miss things.
Yeah, I see him a lot more often now that I work night shift. I have to go by there during the daytime and smoke before work, so I only get to go hang out in the evenings on the weekends.
I have a splinter. You think Chuck Norris could get it out?
Splinters get Chuck Norris. But yeah, the freaking like back in the 80s, like, you know, like plane hijackings were kind of a common thing. Like, but it's weird that this movie's kind of come back around. We're like watching it. It's like, this storyline could be like, you know, matching up to today's like headlines with all the shit that's going on in the world country. Everything's like cyclical. It like comes back around.
Well, it's just kind of, you know, ironic, right? Like, for instance, we as, you know, non-airline employees all have to go through TSA and whatnot, and then it's like, oh, how are all these drugs getting onto airplanes and whatnot? Oh, the fucking employees have been bought and paid for.
Well, that's one thing they pointed out in one of the Jack Carr books, that we know who the 9/11 terrorists were, but we don't know how they got the box cutters and stuff on the planes. And like there was like a theory in his book that a airline cleaning person taped box cutters under the seats or whatnot. So that's a valid theory that we've never been able to like fully track down. Like they know who the guys who did it, but they've not really ever identified like the supporting people that supported that incident.
They were props. They weren't even real box cutters. They were made of plastic and rub and buff.
I remember I was at Die Hard 2, the ceramic Glocks that didn't set off metal detectors. Like, that's not a thing, but I've seen a couple movies where it's like, nah, it's an all plastic gun. Like, your bullets are still metal, dumbass. It's still going to set off there's not plastic springs in that. That's just still going to set off a metal detector.
And who checks TSA?
Who watches The Watchmen?
Yeah. Who's really running this show?
It's aliens. It's always aliens.
I guess we'll find out. Artemis launched. I guess we'll probably get to that in science.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like yeah, it's like we've circled back around to like Iran and Palestine being the enemies in movies.
Hey, and in real life.
Like I said, everything's circular. It was like,
it's almost like nothing changes. It's like those who fail to learn history are condemned to repeat it again. What?
Or it's now that they know Chuck Norris is dead, they're like, all right, we can start causing trouble again. Chuck's not here to stop us. Because that was one of the plot points in this too. Because these terrorists were in Lebanon, but when Delta came in, like the main guy and the Jewish and military hostages they were trying to flee to Iran with that group of hostages, because they're like, oh yes, I've talked to the Ayatollah. He said he will welcome you with open arms. You know, go now. And that final fight on the ambush on the roadway to stop them from getting out of the country. So I was like, yeah, it was like like I forgot that this was Lebanon and not Iran, but then I'm like, oh yeah, Iran, it's like pops up as a plot point toward the end.
Iran to Iran. Where's I walk? I don't have enough cardio for that shit.
I remember that old joke in school. It's like, hey, do you know what countries we're at war with? And it's like, what? And then you kick somebody in the balls and go, Iraq, and then Iran.
Now you'd get, shot or something for that.
Back in the day, you could just punch somebody in the nuts for a good giggle. Now they'll charge you with assault. We used to be a proper country.
Made us tough.
It's like that old song says, if you're going to be dumb, you got to be tough.
Yeah, I came across a thing, and it's like, yeah, we went from like bloody knuckles and
swapping hits,
swaps, and like quarters, and
now everybody's playing on their phones. Remember Pencil Wars too? Where you smack each other's pencil with a pencil and see who's broke first?
No, I don't remember that one. Now, I do remember, like, fucking taking rubber bands and pencils and shit like that. Like, yeah, like, you'd fucking sharpen that bitch to, you know, the fucking sharpest point you could get it, and...
Oh. But yeah, there used to be a game back in the day where someone would hold a pencil and you would take your pencil and kind of flick their pencil with it and try to break it. Whoever's pencils broke lost.
Get out of here, you number 2. I want the number 1.
So yeah, this of course he retires, but then when a terrorist hijack an airplane, he's like sees it on the drinking his Budweiser and his ranch, decides to come back and join the fight. And, he shows, and they're like the generals are like, "What are y'all waiting on? The plane's loaded. Just one more minute, sir." He's like, "We're waiting on something." And then he like shows up. He's like, "We knew you would be back. I'm glad I didn't have to use this." He's like, "What's this?" "It's an order from the president reactivating you." "But I figured you'd show up on your own." He's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, you've also been promoted. You're a major now. Get on the fucking plane."
It's funny how that works. Hey, I can enlist now.
Oh yeah, I'm still too old. I'm safe. You can.
Oh, I think it's so funny. All these people like, oh my God, they're gonna draft everybody 42 and younger, and it's like, no, don't think so.
But yeah, the freaking the chase and like the weird ass like Volkswagen bus from the church after the priest gets caught being a Israeli intelligence, and Chuck and his partner are just like, went in to like get some intel and having to fight their way out with that was a pretty good chase sequence. It's like, we haven't blown up anything yet in this movie. We need to blow some shit up.
Yeah, I love how they're like, okay, kill the comms. Guys, anybody there? Guys!
It's like, fuck. He has to like run out on the...
You thought there were 2, but there's like 12.
Yeah, and then he has to roll out like lights and sirens to like warn them off when they get in a gunfight there on the tarmac.
But I would, even with 12 guys, like
fucking yeah, Delta would probably have been like, and
like what? 3 tops.
Oh,
I don't know. Like, I've only recently started diving into, and I don't know. I'm probably going to end up on a list somewhere.
Or what about the bad fake 80s night vision when they bust in to rescue the first group of hostages? And it looks like fucking like just goggles you'd wear in science class that are like...
It's just a flashlight with a green, lens cover.
And immediately take them off. It was like, why didn't you just wear nods the whole time?
Like that was always a thing too. Like, why did the tactical flashlights have the different lenses? And why the fuck? Like, they were just designed to spill everywhere. I'd be like, okay, red light, green light, blue light, purple light. Like,
you can't see like red and green as far. So if someone's like farther out, they're going to see white light easier than they're going to see red and green. But yeah, those things are not very bright. They're for like looking like up close and hoping nobody notices it. But the what was the other? And everybody carrying their stupid fucking rope. So look, stupid fucking rope.
Oh, that is such a great movie. That movie's never gonna get old.
Yeah, and when they make the beach landing, it's like, all right, everybody put your badges on. They all put their American flag patches on. And Amanda's like, why are they doing that? He's like, so people know they're Americans. You see some other dude wearing black pajamas. If he doesn't have a flag, you shoot him in the face.
I will say that, because I have to purchase.
That's how ninjas tell each other apart. You got to have your Ninja Clan patch on so they know. When everyone's wearing black, you gotta know who the enemy is.
But yeah, most of your towers all have NGV equipped lighting. Fun fact.
Nice.
Yeah. So that way you can be like, oh yeah, that thing's there.
Yeah, and like, friggin', they probably didn't have the budget for it, but I don't see Delta making a raid without air support either. There would definitely been some little birds fucking shit up when they were charging that schoolhouse.
Well, I don't know, like, like, is it so elite that, everything's just basically blacklisted, where it's like, you go here and you don't exist?
Well, that was one of the things that came out of that Operation Eagle Claw when they had the helicopters crash, because at that point, Delta and Special Forces were having to use regular Army pilots, so they developed the Night Stalkers, which is basically the Special Forces have their own dedicated air service now. So like, you got to be the baddest of the bad pilots to like even get invited to try out for the Night Stalkers. Because that was one of the things like after action of like one of the problems with that mission. They're like, we weren't working directly with like, we weren't training alongside like these pilots to do these very specialized tasks. And now they're like, yeah, they got their own air assets when they go in and fuck shit up.
I would like to watch, like, of course I've seen like the, Blue Angels and stuff like that, but, and this may be video game, okay, but I don't know if you've scrolled and have seen like the dude that's got his fucking, helicopter sim.
Oh yeah, doing those weird ass landings and shit.
All these fucking hot zones. I'm like, does that shit work in real life? Like, that looks like somebody
when I was in school, there was I think it was the Marine Drug Task Force. So, Marine Corps came and did a demonstration at our school, and they didn't tell us what was going on. We all go out to like the football stadium, and they had a freaking Cobra attack helicopter that came in like buzzing the fucking tree lines. We did not see that thing until it like popped up over the trees, did a loop, and then just landed right in the middle of the football stadium. We're like, oh shit, that thing came out of nowhere. I was like, that's pretty badass. We would have been fucked if we were terrorists.
Yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah.
And it's like, sorry, you're sweeping the sunlight off of the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Fuck.
You're gonna be a cook and not a cool cook like Steven Seagal.
I don't know, man. Apparently the cooks are like one of the most respected,
Yeah, you don't fuck with the people that make your food.
Like,
that's a good rule anywhere you go.
Like, hey, I got you, man. Extra scoop on me today.
Here's your little tiny bottle of hot sauce.
Dude, the best fucking invention ever.
Yeah, the miniature bottles Tabasco are like
like, when was it churches that started like just, but yeah, I mean, like, from MREs to, it was either churches or Miss Winters or one of those chicken joints, like, finally got wise enough and like, and I'd just be like, man, I'm grabbing a fucking handful of these. They don't put them out anymore because of me.
Probably, yeah. It's like, yeah, because I remember back in the day,
dude,
like,
I'd keep them in my desk. I'd keep some in
I would
my
buy like military surplus MREs for like camping and shit, and like that was the only place I saw the tiny bottles of Tabasco. But then now you can like buy them at Walmart and stuff, and I'm like, those are like awesome to throw in your lunch if you want a little spice. Oh, speaking of like weird military stuff, I got a ad from a Sportsman's Guide, which is they sell new stuff, but they sell a lot of military surplus stuff, and they had a Swiss Army officer's flask. It was a hip flask that held like a little bit of booze and 3 cigars, and it had like a freaking Swiss like Army logo on it. I was like, that's cool as shit. I want an official Swiss issue cigar holder.
It's like, sir, is that regulation? I make the regulations.
Oh. But yeah, in the fucking the whole time we watched that, like, Amanda started giggling when people got set on fire because she was a little drunk. But the main bad guy, the one, like the leader, he's like, kill that motherfucker. I'm like, wait for it. And then finally, like, Chuck shows up pissed, and he's just like, I'm gonna kill you, but I'm gonna make it hurt the whole time. And just he's beating the fuck out of this guy, and like, just let him get it back up, beat him some more. And then finally, like, he gets out to the car, and she's like, is he just gonna, like, let him go? I'm like, nope, wait for it. And then it's like, fucking motorcycle with the rear grenade launchers just blows him up in the car. I was like, yeah, he gets it worst of all. The rest of them got, taken out pretty quick, but like, this guy's like, no, I'm gonna fuck with him a bit before I finally finish him off. I actually talked to there was a guy that used to hang out with at the cigar shop, older gentleman, but he was one of the OG Delta guys, and he was at that Operation Eagle Claw. I've got his book in my collection of books. I can't remember what it's called right offhand, but if you Google Colonel Jesse Johnson's book, that thing has some wild ass stories from Vietnam all the way up, because that dude was in the Army forever. Like, he started in Vietnam and was all the way up through like Desert Storm 1. But yeah, he was one of like the OG Delta guys. So he was like, reading about Operation Eagle Claw from dude that was actually there, I was like, that's pretty interesting.
I guess that I don't know, just the beauty of all things that is the cigar and the community. You just never know who you're gonna have a chance to sit down and chit chat with.
Yeah, it's like, you think it's just this nice old man, and you're like, oh no, this dude stacked fucking bodies back in the day.
Did he?
Oh yeah.
Did he, Joe?
I don't know. Might have been classified. You have to read the book.
It's like, man, I've never seen a book that was, it just literally all the pages are redacted. Oh, wait, they did. It's called the Epstein Files.
So we talked a lot about Delta Force. Is there any other Chuck Norris movies that are other than Walker Texas Ranger that...
I mean, obviously Expendables 2, which we touched, but...
Yeah, I love it. He shows up and starts telling like the base of the Chuck Norris jokes. It's always funny because that was one of those things that was like, he got the meme and he enjoyed it. And he would
he was the meme.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, he would show up and tell his own like Chuck Norris jokes. Some of those videos of him telling Chuck Norris jokes is freaking hilarious.
It's not a joke. That was his real life.
Yeah.
When he's saying he did these things, that's because he accomplished it. But I don't know. I think, like the thing that always stands out to me is, as badass as everything is, like, it didn't seem like just fucking Hollywood magic,
Yeah.
or anything. Like, I was like, as a kid, I was like, I could be badass like that.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, before Delta Force, there was Missing in Action, where he was like, a Vietnam vet, and that one that was kind of reminded me of like a Rambo back in the day, and Invasion USA, which was kind of like his version of Red Dawn.
Well, you'll be happy to know that Rambo lives in my house now.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's what you name one of your dogs.
the one of the girls. That's what she named her fucking Great Dane was
Rambo.
Rambo. Yeah.
Do you call him John for sure?
No.
What was
He's a bitch dog. He screams a lot. Like, he doesn't bark like a normal dog. He does this weird yell thing, and I'm like, can you not do that anymore? Rambo would not do that. Although I should probably strap some rocket launchers to him or something. And
I always thought it was weird too, because like the character of Walker Texas Ranger was like supposed to be like part Indian or whatever, but turns out like his father had Cherokee, and so I guess it's not so far fetched that Chuck playing a part Indian.
I don't know, like, it's so weird to me now. Like, dude, it used to be, yeah, we got to get home in time for this show, that show, whatever. None of that happens anymore.
That and the probably one of the greatest songs ever written, the theme song to Walker Texas Ranger. How many actors other than Kelsey Grammer sing their own TV show theme song?
I didn't realize. You're right. Holy shit! I never made that connection.
Yeah, he was a United States Air Force air policeman. Was what he did in the, and that's
how do you only Chuck Norris could police the air. You know that, right?
Apparently, he was originally stationed in South Korea, that's where he kind of started training in Tang Soo Do.
I still really want some Korean street food.
I want some bulgogi tacos.
We need to go on an adventure one Saturday and make this a reality. I'm tired of talking about it. Just like that train in Blue Ridge.
Yeah. But yeah, that's freaking. Oh yeah, I forgot about Lone Wolf McQuaid was another good series of films he did.
See, a lot of these I was too young for. Like
most of them were like early '80s. Those were definitely ones I saw like later on like back when TBS used to show like old movies and stuff growing up.
Like, I got some exposure, being able to rent VHS, but a lot of my exposure came from, my grandma's, collection of VHS. But a lot of her stuff was, like earnest and more comedy and whatnot. But this I can remember actually having a VHS copy of it.
Oh yeah. I remember. Have you ever seen there's a couple clips I've seen recently pop up of like, because Chuck did like a series of like martial arts training videos and stuff. I think it was like the Chuck Norris fitness system or some shit like that. But there's one on where the guy holding the pads for Chuck is Benny the Jet, freaking another like famous martial artist and action star.
Benny and the Jet.
And Chuck kicks the pad, and it sounds like a gun going off. He hits that freaking pad so hard, and even Benny kind of like has this look on his face, like, "Oh fuck!" I like kind of shakes his hand a little. He's like, "I'm glad he didn't kick me for real."
And he's only like, "That's only 1%."
Yeah. Oh. But yeah, it's like. I mean, how much impact on modern culture has Walker Texas Ranger had? Like, hell, fucking Talladega Nights. Like, I named my kids Walker and Texas Ranger.
Yeah.
Like in Texas, they just show that as a recruiting film for the Rangers.
Do you want this to be you? Well, it'll never be you. But
this is the closest you can get.
Yeah. You get a cool star anyway. What do the Texas Rangers do? Just kick ass? Take names?
Yeah, they're pretty much like the GBI here, equivalent here. They're like a state police agency. So their jurisdiction is the entire state of Texas.
So it's like the GSP. Like, you don't run from them because they'll just wreck you and destroy you. And that's the Texas equivalent?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Because I'd be like, man, they're always out on some cool adventure. I'd be like, where's all the paperwork that happens?
I ran into a Texas Ranger one time, and it was when I was doing some training down at the Georgia Public Safety Training Center. And there was a ranger there doing something. He was like at the gas pumps getting gas, but dude had this like fancy ass tooled leather belt with like a big ass belt buckle and freaking
all the Texas, stereotypes rolled in.
A really sweet 1911 45 and a cowboy hat. I'm like, oh, the fucking stereotypes are real, man. This dude is all cowboyed out.
He's probably like, I'm going to Georgia. I need to fuck with these people.
It's probably not even what he wears at home, but yeah, he was like all decked out. Like I said, his gun belt was all fancy as shit. I was like, oh no, this all that Walker Texas Ranger shit's for real. I was like, can you do a spinning heel in those cowboy boots, sir?
It was the most Texas thing ever. But that only happens if you're not in Texas.
Yeah. I'm surprised Chuck's not on the Texas flag.
They haven't figured out how to make a badass enough material.
Yeah, he's probably the most famous non-Texas Texan because he's born in Oklahoma.
I mean, dude, he put Texas on the map. Like, we wouldn't know Texas except for Chuck Norris. He did that state a favor.
And also the Alamo, because you're supposed to remember the Alamo. Or Chuck Norris will find you.
Chuck Norris made that happen.
It's the next Ghostbusters film. The ghost of Chuck Norris just shows up and kicks the shit out of him. He's like, we can't capture him.
They're like, or no, they'll be like, fuck, finally a ghost we can't capture. What do we do? Call in the ghost of Chuck Norris.
There you go. That's the new horror movie. Like,
Oh, God.
You pull out the special ghost trap, and it's just Chuck Norris comes out of it, and it's like, oh
my God. I'd probably do some cheesy AI shit and make that a reality. AI is scary now.
yeah, the freaking and of course and you know, in our holy shit, I did not know this, and I am going to have to like see if I can find if this still exists. Chuck Norris had his own cigar brand. Chuck Norris was featured in the July-August edition of Cigars Aficionado from '98 in an article called "Good Guys Smoke Cigars." But basically, he used the profits from his Lone Wolf Cigar Company to help basically keep kids straight. Like he had like a freaking children's charity that he used his cigar.
I mean, that is one. Probably my biggest takeaway from Chuck Norris is he wasn't brash. He didn't cuss, that I can remember. Like when people are like, oh yeah, true all-American, like, without pushing envelopes or anything else, just being a wholesome individual. Like, we had our icons growing up, like, fucking Hulk Hogan and stuff like that, and then they pass away, and it's like, we did not realize any of this stuff about this individual. Like,
oh, yeah, I gotta see if this company still exists. But yeah, so back in the 90s, he started a program called Kick Drugs Out of America that would teach martial arts in place of standard physical education classes to at-risk youth. But yeah, so he basically came up with this. The brand had 3 blends at the time, made by La Aurora. Huh. Yeah, that's interesting. I freaking the Lone Wolf cigars. I had no idea. I remember seeing Chuck on the cover of like cigar magazines back in the day, but that was probably before I was old enough to smoke cigars. But yeah, I never knew he had his own brand for a time.
That's awesome.
So as we kind of wrap this up, any final thoughts on that cigar?
Yeah, I mean, this is a nice medium. The flavor profile really didn't change. It was very consistent. Just easy smoking cigar.
It got kind of a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of like leather and earth, and just kind of touch of pepper, which I do like. I mean, it could have had more pepper for me because I like a peppery ass cigar. But yeah, that's. Yeah,
but that's not really the
definitely
Cuban, thing.
It's
like you don't get the
definitely in the medium range, but not super spicy. Yeah, it's a good. Just you could probably have a couple of these in a day. Now I want to go try the Brazilian one and see how it differs. But that's all we got for you this week. We'll be right back with some science.
Of a ranger, the unsuspecting stranger had better know the truth of wrong from right. 'Cause the eyes of the ranger are upon you. Any wrong you do, he's gonna see. When you're in Texas, look behind you, 'cause that's where the ranger's gonna be.
Another sunny day in Gotham City. But wait, what's this? The dynamic duo has been captured by the evil alliance of the Joker, Penguin, Catwoman, the Riddler, and the Minstrel?
Holy mismatched melodies! What do we do?
Never fear, the Bat Chums are near. Drew, Mike, and Magic Batman are on their way to save the day by recapping and reviewing every episode of the 60s series.
Holy podcasting platforms! Where can we find them?
Right here on the ESO Network and YouTube. Don't worry, Bat Chum, the worst is yet to come.
Science!
And welcome back. It's time for some science.
Well, I'm ready to get educated.
Well, this is a big week for science, even though it launched on April Fool's. It was not an April Fool's. The Artemis 2 mission finally launched after several kind of mechanical and weather delays.
Yeah, I was a little bit concerned but they obviously were able to get things resolved.
Yeah, it took off April 1st and is going to be a 10-day trip around the moon aboard the Orion spacecraft. So this is this episode will come out Tuesday, but on Monday they should be doing their lunar flyby and returning to Earth on April 6th. Monday, April 6th is the moon flyby. They'll be returning on April 10th. So yeah, this is kind of a test flight to... we're not landing on the moon this time around, but the next mission will possibly return to the moon, and for the first time since the 70s, late.
Yeah,
whenever we quit going to the moon. But also this they're looping around the moon, but they're looping out like farther, so they're going like deeper into space than any spacecraft has previously gone before.
They're venturing to the dark side of the moon.
Look out for the Transformers.
Well, and,
or the Space Nazis,
and
depending on which movie you watch.
Like, I definitely hope that, somebody on board has got, Dark Side of the Moon album queued up.
This is kind of like the first space mission that's, high quality cameras have been a thing. So like they've been sending back photos of the Earth from way on out and like super 4K imagery.
Well, you know what I haven't heard
badass.
From any of the flat earthers. where are these folks at?
They're like, bitch, it's we can see it from here. It's definitely round. Oh, that and the other thing, the people who say we never went to the moon, they're like, oh, there's a radiation belt that would like kill anybody if you actually went out that far, and they're like, yeah, they've not had that problem so far. The only problem they've had has been a PP issue.
Yeah, we now have what I assume is the first interstellar plumber.
Yeah, so apparently the wastewater tank on the Orion froze up. So for a couple days there, they were having to use their backup pee bags while they tried to defrost and figure out a way to thaw the toilet so they could eject the wastewater into space. so they don't overflow their Space Johnny. But yeah, this is such a normal ass mission that it's like, the only drama that we can like talk about on the 24-hour news networks is the toilet broke.
Well, I mean, definitely one of those.
Which is definitely a good thing.
Yeah, no news is good news, right? So I think it's awesome that finally after all these years we're sending folks back out.
Yeah, they're planning on. They're saying if this is mission successful, they plan to have return astronauts to the lunar surface by 2028. And we always end up talking to some NASA people at Dragon Con, so hopefully there'll be some maybe some Artemis people there this year that we can.
Oh, I'm sure
we can interview. And in other news, since I know you like the electronic music and been going to the DJ and going to the rave scenes, well, there's a 15-year-old California sea lion that can follow changes in rhythm better than humans.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
how do I get him on tour?
DJ Ronan. Yeah, Ronan the sea lion. Basically, he apparently he can groove to rock and electronica, but the 15-year-old sea lion's favorite song apparently is the disco hit Boogie Wonderland. But yeah, she will she will bob her head into the tempo of the music, but is able to like keep up with changes in tempo and rhythm and follow right along with her sea lion dances. According to neuroscientists at the New College of Florida, who has spent a decade studying Ronan's rhythmic abilities.
That's freaking awesome.
Apparently not many animals show the ability to move to a beat aside from humans, parrots, and some primates. So yeah, this is kind of unusual even for a regular sea lion.
Play some
DJ
fucking...
Sea Lion.
Yes.
Fucking just spinning a turntable with his little flipper.
I'd definitely throw some fish their way.
Oh. So yeah, and in other news, we got Atlanta is testing driverless pods.
Yeah, because the Waymoos and stuff are doing so well in the city of Atlanta.
Yeah. So yeah, this thing is going to be an autonomous pod that will go on instead of trying to weave through Atlanta traffic like the Waymoos or Waymoos, whatever, have been doing with limited success. These will operate on a private guideway that basically only be 6 foot wide. So basically, we're probably going to lose some freaking sidewalk space. But yeah, you will be able to. They're currently testing them in South Metro Atlanta. Will be the first place to publicly test these. They're called Glideways Automated Transit Network. So yeah, basically you would call a pod via your phone app, and then a little 2 to 4 person pod would show up and then drive you along the this predetermined route off of the main roadways.
Why would you just get the fucking things that the airport have?
The people movers.
Yeah,
this sounds like a robotic version of that, but they're the test guideway is only a half-mile loop connecting the Atlanta SkyTrain at the Georgia International Convention Center to the Gateway Center Arena.
How long until these things, look like the rest of it?
Till they're graffitied?
Well, so here's my problem, right? Atlanta looks old as fuck and run down as fuck. It is a disgusting city. When just touring other cities, I'm we have no business doing any of this. Let's clean our shit up first. Okay, this little 2-4 person pod shows, oh, hey, that thing's now sitting in the middle of 285.
Well, the thing too would be, if these get more widespread use, which they're going to release them as a free service testing starting December of this year, and they say the system can move since they kind of can operate in tight formations and not have to deal with regular traffic. They can move up to 10,000 people per hour. And we've gone to Atlanta and done things. If you want to try to take MARTA anywhere, you can't do it late at night. You have to like be on that train before shit closed down. But this being an autonomous system, they said this could operate on a 24-hour basis.
Yeah, but it being Atlanta, they'll probably be like, hey, instead of this area that, is highly trafficked, we're going to put this thing over here.
Middle of nowhere where you can't get...
Because we got no space anywhere else. So, it'll be like... I see the damn tram running around, and I'm like, where's the people on the tram?
Which they say if this works, it could move as many people as like a light train would. So it could process just as many people as MARTA, but possibly go more places since it's smaller. And if freaking dealing with robotic pods getting you through Atlanta is not scary enough, air taxis could launch this summer. There's a new FAA pilot program to fast track. They call them eVTOL, EVTOL, flights across major U.S. cities. So basically, this would be basically an autonomous drone type thing that would have seats in it, and these air taxis would bebop you around the city. There's a new federal push to put electric air taxis in the sky as early as this summer. Kind of starting off in like major cities until it gets a little more widespread.
Fuck! Our drone crashed in the middle of the interstate.
Yeah, now traffic's worse than Nomra.
Now, not only do you got to look, around you for obstacles, now you got to be staring at the sky too. This is gonna go great.
Yeah, there will be small electric aircraft that can take off and land vertically. Think helicopters without the nose and the cost. These aircraft are designed to move people short distances across cities or regions, so you can skip traffic entirely and fire from one part of the city to another.
Hey, we can finally navigate Dragon Con.
Yeah. Faster than driving, but cheaper than helicopters and cleaner than traditional aircraft, since they're going to be like electric engines.
Oh, I can get across the city, but a plane ticket to Miami is still cheaper. All right.
So yeah, that's if you live in a major city, look out for the eventual air taxi program. There's a couple companies working on it. Looks like Joby Aviation and Archer Aviation, and some others have spent some years in testing, but having trouble getting around FAA regulations. But with this new federal program that they're trying to kind of so the pilot programs have been approved across from New York and New Jersey, with flights going from Manhattan heliports. Texas connecting Dallas, Austin, and San Antonio. Florida is testing flights for cargo and medical use only, and then North Carolina and Virginia are also exploring adding the air taxi programs. So far, Georgia is not on the list, so we don't have to worry about one crashing on us on 400 yet. But that's all I got for you this week. We'll be right back with some nerd news.
And now it's time for all things nerdy in nerd news.
And welcome to Nerd News.
Yeah, news.
It's been so long since we did a podcast, I forgot how to do my segment. Jumping right along, so April Fool's is a great time to pull news articles, by the way.
Yeah.
All kinds of cool things come about.
I had the same trying to find science articles. I'm like, oh yeah, it's April Fool's. I'm going to wait till Friday to look for my science articles.
Yeah, but my thing is, like, I legit want this to be a real thing now. Fuck. I'm scared to say this, but I think, judging by the new trailer we got for Masters of the Universe, this actually looks good.
Yeah, it's like it's surprising. Like, this actually looks pretty badass, and like the costumes look legit. I mean, they look like straight out of the cartoons. It's like no, we're not like updating this. We're like, yeah, we're gonna make these people look like the shit they wore in the in the original show.
And like, as much as I want to hate it, Jared Leto's Skeletor actually looks like Skeletor.
Well,
And
apparently it's like not Leto. When I was looking up the cast, he basically voices Skeletor, but they got some like cut like big dude to play the body. So yeah, it appears to be it's a Mandalorian situation where it's like there's a dude in the suit and then there's Pedro doing the voice. Yeah, it's
and we actually got to hear
Leto
Skeletor
did not
talk.
get that cut for for this movie.
So yeah, I mean, it's definitely growing on me, and I'm gonna be cautiously optimistic. So, I don't know, dude.
I think the guy doing He-Man, he's pretty cut, but he needs to do some roids or something.
Yeah.
He's not. The people talk about Barbie dolls giving girls unrealistic body issues. Like fucking He-Man gave like dudes unrealistic body because like no dude that big could like fight. I mean those toys were just like fucking professional bodybuilder size designs. So I don't know that they could find someone who could also move and look like actual He-Man. Not in live action unless you just like CGI the fuck out of him. So yeah, he's probably as big as they can, get a He-Man.
I don't know though. Like, I mean, look at wrestlers. Like, I mean, dude, they're doing some moves. Like, yeah, even though it's for show, but I'm like, holy fuck. Like, you're a big ass dude, like, still jumping around and shit. So, yeah, I'm gonna potentially put this on my my list, I suppose.
Yeah, and that's coming out
June 5th.
Yeah, so we're pretty close on that one.
We did get a Supergirl trailer. And if obviously people in this universe have not seen John Wick, you don't fuck with somebody's dog. I mean, that's
Yeah.
the general premise that I'm gathering from said trailer. You hurt my puppy. Now I need to find a cure for my puppy, and in turn, I'm going to cause all of you a lot of pain.
I didn't watch the new Superman movie until it was like I could watch it at home because like they've had such a bad run of DC stuff. But I thought the new Superman movie was fun. I mean, it wasn't like the greatest movie ever, but it was a good watch. So I'll probably give this one a try. But I don't care about Supergirl, but fucking Lobo looks badass. I'm like,
Yeah.
I want to see fucking full on. I mean, he even had like the space motorcycle in the trailer. I'm like, fuck yeah, Lobo's badass. Like, so hopefully, they do a good job on that one. But so far, it looks like he's doing a good job as the Lobo.
Yeah, I still need to see that James Gunn Superman. I still haven't watched it yet. It's worth watching though.
Yeah, it was pretty fun, and it ties
Okay.
into season 2 of Peacemaker pretty good. So if you've watched season 2 of Peacemaker, it makes a lot more sense once you've watched Superman.
Oh, well, fuck. So I hate that shit. I'm like, oh, I missed this in theaters and forgot about it, and I don't know what's happening over here, but okay, now it's kind of pieced together for me. Oh, wait, it tied into this thing over here. Damn it. I gotta get you at the theater, then I gotta get you on the streaming service. Like, if you want to know all the things, you gotta do all the things.
Yeah, you gotta watch the 15 streaming.
Yeah.
You gotta watch all the fucking whatever Disney Plus HBO TV series, and then watch the movie, or you don't get what happens in the series. Or
Money.
Yeah.
For folks interested, this will set to hit theaters and IMAX on June 26th. June shaping up to be a solid movie month, it appears.
right now we're in kind of in a dead zone. There's not a lot going on in April, but yeah, May and June are starting to really hit.
We did get a little bit of a tease from Carl Urban related to The Boys Season 5. And they're saying, just kind of according to this, sounds like the final season will be going out swinging in a way that, only the boys can do. So
It's like every year I'm like, man, this thing's fucked up. They can't get more fucked up. And then it gets more fucked up every time.
Well, Carl went to say that, this last run taps directly into the raw team-driven energy that made the early season so addictive. He goes on to say that it feels like peak Boys this season, having the gang back together in a way that we did in seasons 1 and 2, and every week coming up with a new way to not only take down Homelander, but also taking down other supers along the way.
And they even got that another spinoff, kind of like a prequel, the whatever Vought Rising, which is going to follow Soldier Boy's character apparently.
So, I don't, like you said, it's great in the way that it's like, man, this can't get any more fucked up, and yet somehow that it does. Like, that to me, I'm like, I'm hooked just to see what they come up with.
Yeah, it's always like just unexpected, like either gross or just violent. You're like, whoa, that's...
So, yeah, I mean, if folks haven't seen some of the latter seasons, not quite so much the full team dynamic that you had. It's a much tighter group. So I don't know. I'm excited.
Yeah, because they definitely ended last season in a very Empire Strikes Back, where like half the team's arrested, and they definitely ended last season on a down note with the bad guys winning. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they bring it back and save the world.
Well, it's coming back very soon, April 8th. So it'll go up
first episode
the day after we post.
Know what I'll be doing Wednesday night when I get home.
Texted me, they did it again.
They blew off some dude's penis.
And then made him eat it.
Oh, yeah, that the first episode with the little coked out Ant-Man exploding the guy's penis, I was like, the fuck? And this is like 15 minutes into episode 1. What the fuck is this season gonna be?
Yeah. Well, for folks looking for some more what the fuck, we have a trailer for a little film called Wasteland Cop. And this takes place in a post-apocalyptic chaos. So this is Indicted Pictures, and it's gritty chaos that you would expect for a low-budget indie action flick. Not as low-budget as your mind is already going to go to, Joe, because there's a film near and dear to my heart that every Dragon Con I make everyone in the room partake. So this is directed by Angelo Lopez. It's a grindhouse-style thriller that basically you get a little bit of everything. You get clones, robots, drugs, high-speed pursuits.
Let's look at some of the pictures. I mean, this is very like Mad Max looking.
Yeah. I mean, so basically this is set in a future where civilization has collapsed and to dust and desperation. The story follows a former soldier who's already lost everything. After avenging his family, he roams the wasteland, surviving encounters with ruthless nomadic tribes that hunt everyone unlucky enough to cross their path. Eventually, he stumbles upon a small band of survivors to see something in him and push him to become a symbol of order in a place where order doesn't exist. That man becomes the Marshal, a.k.a. Wasteland Cop. So, yeah.
Yeah, this thing looks crazy.
Dude, it very much feels grindhousey. It, is reminiscent of Mad Max and Fallout and everything. Back. So, basically, I don't know if we'll actually get a full length or anything. It hasn't hit the festival circuit yet, but, it
definitely sounds like something that's going to end up on one of the streaming services at some point. So
yeah, I mean, it says it's set to release in some select U.S. theaters this spring, but until we have some kind of list, like, set a reminder to keep an eye out for Wasteland Cop. Thank you.
Yeah, I was like, which Fast and the Furious is this?
Moving right along, Ron Perlman is making an appearance in a revenge thriller for The Gentleman. We've got a trailer here that is directed by Gabriel Beristain, maybe?
Sounds as right as anything I would come up with.
Yeah. I guess this is adapted from a novel, so I don't know. The trailer looked good, so maybe I need to check out this novel. But basically, our synopsis is: since the death of his wife, former elite soldier Theo, aka Ron Perlman, known as the Gentleman, has been living a solitary life in Spain. His only comfort is the company of Olga, a prostitute he pays simply to talk. When Olga is brutally murdered, Theo unleashes his lethal skills of the past to hunt down all those responsible. On his path of vengeance, he's pursued by Elbora, maybe?
The donkey?
A detective battling addiction, and a cold-blooded hitman, leading to a violent collision where the past finally settles its debts. This will be a direct-to-video on demand on April 14th. Set another reminder to look for this, because, I'm always a fan of Perlman. Like Hellboy, like Sons of
Still
Anarchy.
needs to make Hellboy 3.
Yeah. Still got the exact look. I'm like, oh yeah, it's Hellboy. We did get some news on Mortal Kombat 3 as we wrap things up here. So Warner Brothers says when it comes to Mortal Kombat, we're still waiting to know how the next chapter unfolds and everything, but
It's the new game, not the new movie.
a fresh update has surfaced and hit a major shift that could spark some heated debates among the lifetime fans of video games. So basically, when Mortal Kombat hit the theaters and HBO Max in April, it arrived during a strange time for the industry. Release day and date at the height of the pandemic, the martial arts fantasy smashed streaming records, still pulled in $84 million worldwide against $55 million budget. They locked in a sequel, Mortal Kombat 2, is currently set to land in theaters May 8th.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. The first one, and from the trailers, it looks like they fixed the problems with the first one. The first one, it was good, but my only complaint was the main character was a guy not from the games. It was like an original character, and all the the classic Mortal Kombat characters were kind of supporting actors, where the new trailer, I don't even see the guy from the first movies.
Yeah.
It's all like Johnny Cage and like the main Mortal Kombat people. So maybe now it's like, all right, we're going to focus more on a traditional Mortal Kombat character.
Well, I mean, they're
versus
moving quick because, the Mortal Kombat 1 and 2, and basically it just goes on to say that there's a photo of Jeremy Slater holding the completed Mortal Kombat 3 script.
Nice.
So that phase has officially wrapped. Not sure any kind of release dates or anything at this time, obviously, but basically the gap between the first and second film stretched nearly 5 years. If the script's already finished, it suggests that the wait could be between Mortal Kombat 2 and 3 could be much shorter between those two releases. So we'll see. Any other news, tidbits, anything you want to share with the folks at home?
I think that's all we got for you this week. Check out us on CigarNerdPodcast.com. We're on the ESO Network at ESONetwork.com. We're on Facebook, X, and Instagram at Cigar Nerd Pod. We got a YouTube channel at Cigar Nerd Podcast. And remember, when Chuck Norris... Oh, yeah, get your energy drinks at Strikeforce Energy, promo code Cigar Nerd. Get your shirts at RealMenSmokeCigars.com. And when Chuck Norris stares into the abyss looks away. And this has been a recording of the Cigar Nerd Podcast. We're your hosts, Smokin' Joe and Brad Jackson. Join us next time for more adventures in nerddom.
has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping at the TeePublic store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.